So guys, can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? Okay. So in order to work on alarms, first of all, we need to go and launch an EC2 instance, right? So on top of it, we can do the monitoring, correct? So let us go ahead and then launch a couple of EC2 instances. For sure, no, I think the voice is clear for you, everyone. Yeah, for you guys, we have changed the mic, new mic today. Uh-huh. Okay, increase your volumes. Correct. Correct. Okay, so let's go ahead and launch an EC2 instance. So click on launch instance. So additional volumes. Why we are talking about additional volumes here? Hey, Venkata. Okay, so let's go ahead and launch as server one. So let's go to server one. So first rename your name first, AWS Cloud. We know AWS Cloud. So, Amma. Ayyo. Increase volume meaning if you are not able to hear my voice, increase your laptop. Increase your laptop volume, sound, not volume. Baboy, you're inta talent. Man, you cracked the joke today. Everyone are laughing. Very good. You get up the motivation today. I know. Okay. Yes. Yeah. He's sleeping AWS, drinking AWS, walking AWS everywhere. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that joke really is really good. Okay. So server one, and then browse more on AMIs and click on retire and select our Red Hat. And come down T2 micro, and then keep air should be 9 AM batch and edit. So 1A, select existing security group, defaults, and rest everything is fine. Let's go ahead and launch. And should I launch one more EC2 instance also? Okay. Should I go launch more like this? Easily. Launch more like this. And I call it as server 2. Okay. Come down. Keep air 9 AM. And should I put in 1B? Yes. Existing security group, everything is fine. Click on launch instance. So now we have launched 2 EC2 instances, and let's see how we can do the monitoring. So guys, what are the host level metrics? What are those host level metrics? CPU, network, disk, status check. Very good. So those are the host level metrics. So CloudWatch will monitor, right? CloudWatch will monitor these only 4 host level metrics. Is it possible to monitor memory? No, we can monitor memory, but something little bit different. So, but by default, so CloudWatch will not monitor the memory. So let's go ahead and select this. And how much time we need to wait? So if you go click on monitoring here, and you see this CPU utilization, status check, network, disk, that's it. So only 4. Is there any way that you see anything extra apart from CPU, network, disk and status check? No. So only these four you can see it here. So as we have just launched an EC2 instance, if you do you have any data here? No. If you wait for some time, you will get the nice data. If you have this EC2 instance for let's say 4 or 5 days, then you see nice CPU utilization. So by default, we have a basic monitoring or a detailed monitoring. Basic monitoring. So we have the basic monitoring. So basic monitoring meaning how many minutes? 5 minutes. Basic monitor meaning 5 minutes. So do you see here 50, 55, 3, 305, 310, 315, 320. So every 5 minutes you get the data points, the CPU utilization. So you can see the CPU utilization every 5 minutes. If required, you go for 1 minute, 30, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 1 second CPU utilization also. You can check. But will you go for that? No, because billable. So you need what? Money, right? So don't click, right? Don't click on 1 second, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. So just go with only 5 minutes. Please be careful, sugar patients. Okay. So randomly, if you click it, so be ready to get some little bit of bill. What we get 15 minutes, what will happen? Nothing will happen. If you select 15 minutes, you will get every 15 minutes data points. Right? And then you can see average, minimum, maximum of all your CPU utilizations. So everything you can watch it here, guys. Okay. No, not billable. Is it clear? Okay. So from here and manage detail monitoring. Will you enable detail monitoring? Don't enable. If you click on manage detail monitoring, you need to enable it, but don't enable because detail monitoring is chargeable. So if at all you want to see what is the CPU utilization, how many status checks are failed, how many times, how much network in and out is coming out, everything you can see it from here. So, but now status checks are passed. Okay. Now, what I want here is, what is this here? Alarm status? No alarm. Did we create any alarms for the EC2 instance? No. So should we go and create the EC2 instance alarm? So what is the alarm that we should create here is, Chidi, what is the CPU utilization now? What would be the CPU utilization now? Less than 5, no? Definitely less than 5 or less than 10. Is it possible to have 90% CPU utilization now? No, because no one is using our EC2 instance. So I told you yesterday, alarms can do some actions also. Alarms can stop the EC2 instance, terminate the EC2 instance, reboot and recover it. So now if the CPU utilization is less than 5%, now what we should do? We should terminate, we should stop, we should reboot, recover. We can terminate also, we can stop also. Should we stop first? So should we create an alarm if the CPU utilization is greater than or less than? Less than. But in your real time, based on your requirement, you need to create if it is greater than or less than. That is a new console. Nandini. Okay, that's a new console. Okay, that's fine. How did it? Is there any difference in the new console? Where did you saw? You don't need to deal with that. While practicing ELB, target groups came as option under load balancer. No problem. So Nandini and everyone. So here on the left side, when we click on the load balancer, so we created in the old console. So if you go here and then on it, you will get the new console. But the UI will be little bit different. Do you see this here? Options are same. There is no big bootam or big something will come there. You just need to read and select it. But now the topic is getting deviated. Should I show you quickly on the new console? So click on create load balancer. So here, do you see this? You will see nice things. So in our new console, this classic load balancer is not shown completely because that is a Previous generation one. So which one? Application and network or gateway? Which one you select? So click on create. So guys, now, okay, have you been to the airport? Yes, right. Most of the people have been to the airport. So you flight also, right? Okay, no problem. Puchuk, no problem. Okay. Eh? Okay, no problem. So the thing is, okay, at least railway station. Everyone went to railway station. So sometimes you might be going to the new railway station. Yes or no? Which is completely different. Yes or no? Will you don't go and board the train there? Will you don't go and board the train there? You will, right? So from here you need to go to Mumbai, for example. Right? You will go and step down in one place and from there you need to catch one more train, let's assume. So that new place, do you know that new place? No, what do? You go and explore, correct? So from where, which platform I need to go, you need to ask and then find out, see and everything. There, new things you will explore. Here, Amma, there is one box is coming, sir. We have been told that box. Right? So no need. You just read, you will able to understand. But concepts are same. Okay. Load balance name, call it as MyLB. Schema, internet facing. IP address, IPv4. VPC, this. And then which one? 1A and then 1B. Security group, default already selected. Listeners, yes. But here, while creating the load balancer, it is asking for the target group. But to create the load balancer first, as it is asking the target group, first what we need to create? First you create target group and then load balancer. Do you know how to create target group? I showed you already. So select that here, that target group. That's all. And go ahead and then create load balancer. Simple, Nani. Okay. Please create a. Savatika. Okay, so what I do, 4 times you did, okay, no problem. I'll do it for you. Let's do it, guys. Let's spend some time, huh? Okay, so let's click on create target group, but we don't have, okay. So in target group, you have instances, IP addresses, lambda functions, instances. Go and select instance on which port number? 80 and this fine. HTTP, 1 is fine. Health checks. Here you need to put what? And then click on next. A target group name, call it as AppTG. Huh? Huh? Yeah. Slash health checks will not happen. So you have load balancer. Load balance will doing the health check to your application. No, if you don't put the index.html, to whom the load balancer will call, right? So last class index I was capital. Okay. So now, okay, doesn't matter if you put AppTG or capital letters or small letters. Let's go ahead and click on create it. And then here you need to register the targets, no? So select server 1, server 2. What? Include. Right? And then, right? So now created. So now what we need to create? Load balancer. Create load balancer. This, call it as, yes, MyLB. And then everything is fine. Go with this and this. Default is fine. And then here, AppTG, you need to select. That's it you need to do. Click on Nandini. You understood? Very good. Okay. So Okay, should we move to the next one here, guys? Yes, it is successful, but I don't have user data there. You just need to put the user data. Okay. Oh, I haven't added user data. I just showed you how to create it in the new console. Okay. So if you would have asked me to do it the entire task from start, I would have done it. Okay. So I just show you. Now it's just a matter of placing the user data. Okay. Then copy DNS. Yes. Copy DNS of what? Load balancer DNS. This one. Okay. Yes. Okay. So let's come back, guys, here. You need to troubleshoot that. Check your Nandini. Why can't you connect afternoon sessions 2 to 4 online? So mentors will help you. Okay. So it is a problem with your user data 504 errors. Okay. So that meaning user data didn't work properly. So just check with them. Otherwise, email me. Okay. Okay. In free time, we'll do. Okay. Should we continue with the CloudWatch today? Yes or no? Okay, because Nandini, let's park that because hundreds of people are waiting on the CloudWatch today. So, okay, so let's go ahead here. Yes, please connect with the mentors once, Nandini. Okay. If you're not able to do with the mentors, I'll connect. Okay, that's fine. After the class, we'll connect. Okay. Yes. No. Thank you. Okay, so good thing is if you go for the server run and monitoring here, definitely you get the CPU utilization for sure now. See it here. If you expand this, you have the CPU utilization here. How much is the CPU utilization here? Do you see on the bottom? Here, 0.2%. So now it has went down to even 0. Even down. So because no one is using it, right? So that's why. Okay, now what we do is, guys, let's go and create an alarm. So you need to create the alarm individually for all the EC2 instances. How do you need to create? Do you see this plus symbol here? There are two ways to create the alarms. One is from the EC2. From the EC2 console, you can create the alarm, or you can go to the CloudWatch console. From there, you can create an. I'll show you the both the way. Okay. So let's click on first from here. Click on plus here. Create alarm. Click on create. So here options are create alarm, edit an alarm. We are creating the fresh alarm. Create an alarm here. Alarm notification. Did we create it already? 9 a.m. batch topic. SNS topic. Yes. Select the SNS topic. And here, thresholds. We discussed no. So what is your condition here? Average, minimum, maximum. Which one you need to select? Your CPU utilization is maximum or minimum? Minimum. So minimum you select. CPU utilization is greater than or less than? Less than. Tell me quickly which 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one I need to select? Huh? This one, huh? This one. Okay, less than or equal to meaning? This one. So guys, since our childhood, we have this confusion. Right side, left side, right? So this is greater than, right? And then this is less than. So okay, you can go with the less than or also, or less than or equal to also, you can go for it. Okay. So I'll go with the less than or equal to how much percentage? Should I put 10%? If our EC2 instance CPU utilization is less than 10%, what you should do? Stop it, right? So did I, and consecutive error, one time in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, one time. If you want it in 15 minutes, meaning that if you want to check Every 5 minutes you want to check, every 10 minutes you want to check, every 15 minutes you want to check. If the CP utilization is 10%, okay? So you go with the 5 minutes, and then I'll call it as here, name the alarm as low CP utilization. And what we are doing, we are stopping, right? So alarms action. Do you see this here? Alarm action. We need to on it. So if the CP utilization is less than 10%, what I need to do? Stop. Got this? Everyone understood how to create an alarm? I'm sitting with. So create an alarm, select the notification. Guys, did you got an email subscription? So if you click on subscription, then only you will receive an emails. Otherwise, you will not receive any emails. So minimum of CP utilization is, here we have the CP utilization. But what are the things that we have host level metrics? CPU, network, disk, status check. Do you see the CPU, network, disk, and then status check? Only these 4 host level metrics will be available for you. So I'm going with the CP utilization. You can go with any of the metric here based on your requirement. So mostly here, guys, mostly what we need to do is, mostly people go with the CP utilization only. Just in case if you have any requirement of the network in, out, disk related things, select it. Yes. So now, should we go and click on create alarm? Click on create alarm. Okay. So do you see here? 1/1 has no data. So no data meaning what? So how much time will it take to get the data? 5 minutes, because we have the basic monitoring. No. So that's why you need to wait at least for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, what will happen? This server will go what? It will be stopped. And the alarm status will be, how many types of alarm states are there? 3 types. What are those? In alarm, okay, insufficient. So this alarm status will go now to in alarm. So should we wait and see? So let's see. Bomb sound will come. Dham, dham, dham. Right? So, oh, alarm, kiki, 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 no. Urranu inta talent gana. Right? So, yeah. So, no, you will not get any sound. Right? So, put from finger and stop that alarm sound. Huh? So, okay, do you see this here? Now stopping, and the state is in alarm. So it is in red color. It will show in red color. That is the only identification that you can do. Okay. So in alarm, and then the EC2 instance got stopped. Got it? Do you all understand how to create an alarm for the EC2 instance? Okay. Now we have another EC2 instance. No. Let's go to CloudWatch. From there, we create an alarm. The second one will terminate that EC2 instance. I'll create one more alarm for you. From where? From here, do you understand how to create an alarm? Yes, it is easy to create an alarm from the EC2. So let's go to CloudWatch. So if you go to CloudWatch, this is called dashboard. What is it, Nana? Dashboard. And CloudWatch is regional or global? Regional. Until I say it is regional only. Okay. So now here, we have already one alarm is created, no? That is in which service we have created? In EC2. And this CloudWatch, can you create alarms only in EC2 or for all AWS services? For all AWS services, you can create it. But as we are working on the EC2, that's why we created in the EC2. So now this is already one alarm is there. It is low CP utilization alarm. And then it is here it shows the problem. That meaning it stopped. So now it is stopped. Will this alarm will go and start the EC2 instance again? No. You have to go and start. Alarm cannot do like, it will not go and start and stop the EC2 again. Once the alarm got executed, it's done. you need to go and start the EC2 instance. Once you go and start the EC2 instance, when again if the CPU utilization going less than 10%, it will go and stop the EC2 instance. If you delete the alarm, it's normal. So should we go on the left side? If we expand this, we have all alarms. So now, should we go and click on create alarm here? We have create alarm here, guys. Okay. So let's click on create alarm. Okay. So now it is asking for select a metrics. So which is the metric that we are using? CPU utilization. So select metric. And then, and do you see here, we have all this called namespaces. Yesterday we learned about namespace. What is namespace? Collection of metrics or group of metrics, right? So now in which namespace we have our metric? EC2. Go to EC2. So it is by auto-scaling group or per instance? Per instance. Go to per instance. And here you have so many are there. So should we go and search with the instance ID? So for this for this server only, no CPU utilization we are checking. So copy the instance ID and then search it here. Do you see server 2? So which metric we need to select? CPU utilization. Do you see this here? Select that metric. Select the metric and click on select metric. Metric got selected. Okay. So metric name you can give CPU utilization. I call it as just to give the name terminate, and then instance ID and statistic. Which one we need to? Minimum, maximum, average. Minimum again here. Period of 5 minutes. And static value and CPU utilization is lower than, or which one we need to select? Lower than or equal to how much? 10%. Okay. So now click on next. And if you have additional configuration, so here data points $1 out of 1. That meaning define the number of data points with the evaluation period that must be breaching to cause alarm to go alarm state. So that meaning one time in 1 minute. I mean here 1 out of 1. That meaning how should I say? How many times it should breach that threshold value? One time if you are given 1. So or else if you give 5. 1. So if you see here, if you put 5, that meaning in 5 times, if it is breached 5 times again, right? And then if you breach, let's say 2 times here. In 5 times, 2 times if it is breached, then alarm. So now I'm saying here, 1 time also, if it is breaching, say that it is alarm. Okay. So now click on next here. Okay. Now alarm state should be in alarm, okay, or insufficient? In alarm. Very good. And then select an existing topic. Which one? 9 AM batch. Here now we have auto scaling actions, EC2 actions. Which one we need to select? EC2 actions we need to select. Add EC2 actions. And then what we need to do? Terminate the EC2 instance. And just go ahead and then click on next. Give the name, call it as terminate alarm. Okay. And click on next and then create alarm. So guys, and what is the state now? The state is showing insufficient data. That meaning just now we have created, how much time we need to wait? At least 5 minutes or less than 5 minutes you need to wait, because it has to get the first data point. Okay. Once it got the first data points in the one time also, if the CPU utilization less than 10%, it will go and terminate the EC2 instance. Got it now? Everyone understood how to create an alarm from your CloudWatch? Right? It is insufficient. So if I go and refresh here, for some time, this will be terminated. Is this clear, everyone, guys? So here, any state, any type. We discussed about composite alarm. Remember composite alarm? So you can create the composite alarms if required. So what is composite alarm? And or operations, you can use it. So combination of multiple alarms, if at all you can use it. Guys, why the second one went for insufficient data? I mean, the first alarm we created that went for insufficient data. Why? Yes. So because this is stop. If it is stop, do you get the alarm? Do you get this? Do you get the data? No. If it is stop, you don't get the data. It goes to the insufficient mode. Yes. So guys, alarms, will you create it for all EC2 instances? For every EC2 instance, will you create alarm in your real time? No. So if we have any important servers, or if you want to monitor very important servers, which are very few, for that you create the alarms. Whichever you want to monitor. The rest of, let's say now you have auto scaling. For all auto scaling, so many EC2 instances will scale out and scale in. Will you create alarms for those? No. The standalone machines like database servers, application servers, standalone machines will be there. No. So those kind of servers, you go and create an alarms like this. But in real time also, alarms cannot be created like this to go and stop the machines automatically. You cannot do that. In production, will you stop the EC2 instances? No, I just show you what are the ways to create an alarms. So alarms, if at all you have a requirement, you can go for the alarms actions. Otherwise, is it mandatory to go for alarm actions? Not mandatory. If you just want to get a notification, get it. But if you have a requirement to do some actions, you can still do it. So if I refresh this, so it is taking time. That's fine. So everyone understands how to create an alarms, guys? Yes. So now let's go to what's the next topic here after alarms? Events we have. So on the left side, do you see these events? We have events. In events, what do we create? Rows. What do we create? Rows. Okay, now. So now, what are the events now called? Event bridge. What we call? Event bridge. So now here on the CloudWatch console, can we go to EC2 dashboard once? Okay. This is the EC2 dashboard. Okay. Can we restart EC2 after stopping manually? Yes, you can. Can you stop the EC2? Can you start the EC2 instance again? Can you start the EC2 instance again? You can start it, but what will happen after some time? Again, it will be stopped because we have the alarm there. So if you delete the alarm, the EC2 instance will be running. And also, I'll show you one thing here. For alarms, so here, not here, somewhere I saw, do you see this here? Actions enable, actions disable. So for this alarm, if you go and actions disable, that meaning will it stop the EC2 instance? No. So actions can be enabled and actions can be disabled. So if you want to, someone said, so now if I want to start the EC2 instance, right? If I want to start this EC2 instance, I start it. And then alarm will go and stop it now again. So if you don't want to stop that alarm, what you need to do? Select the alarm here, and then actions disable. So if you go and actions disable, then basically this is only filter, but there is some option where you can go here, alarm actions disable. So if you click on go and disable it, so it will be disabled. So will it stop the EC2 instance? It will not stop. So this is alarm actions enable and disable concept. Okay, so now let's go for events. If I click on the events, it will go to, do you see this here? Create rule, we have it. Otherwise, guys, you will go to the event. Okay, let me refresh it. You will go to event bridge. Can you create the rules in event bridge also? Yes, you can create the rules in event bridge also. You can create the rules in here. in CloudWatch also. Okay, see event bridge. Do you see this here? Go to event bridge. On the left side, do you have rules? Click on the rules, and here you can create the rule. Like this also you can do, or else from the CloudWatch, here also you can create rule, you can do it. Old console, new console. Okay. So you want in old or newer? You want newer? Okay, let's go to event bridge. If you want to go to new one, so let's go to event bridge. So now, guys, now let us take a scenario. If someone has, I have an EC2 instance. If someone stopped the EC2 instance, if someone stopped the EC2 instance, you should get the notification automatically. Should we take this scenario? If someone stopped the EC2 instance, you should get the notification. It is same for start also, terminate also. For everything, it is same. Let's take one scenario. If you have the EC2 instance, if someone is stopping that EC2 instance, you should receive a notification. Should we create a rule for that? Okay. How do we do it? Click on create a rule. Okay. So rule name, call it as, can I call it as stop rule? Okay. So guys, event bus meaning, so this is bus contains all the events. So it just name call it as bus, and this bus can be shared to other accounts also. Basically, what are the events that you are getting here in your account? This account events can be shared to the other account also. But it is just a bus carrying the events. No, what is bus generally? Carrying the passengers. So this bus is also carrying the events. Simple. So now, rule type. Will you go for rule with event pattern or will you go for schedule here? Schedule meaning at particular time. But are we going for the schedule now? No. So that means will you go for the first or second? First one. So if you want to schedule it, go for the second one. Schedule meaning I told you no. At 9 a.m. Lambda will go and stop and Lambda will go and start. For that we need to go for schedule. But here now we need to go for rule with event pattern. That meaning someone has stopping the EC2 instance, automatically should receive a notification. For that, will you schedule it? No, you will go for the event pattern. So now click on next. Okay, see here, event source. From where you are getting the events? From AWS only, no? So select that and then you come down here. Event pattern. So which service we are looking for? Which service? In which service you are creating this? EC2 only, no? So select EC2. Which events that you are interested in? EC2 only, right? So select EC2. Now event type. See, you in EC2, you have all these events. So which is the event that you are interested in? Check and tell me. Now my requirement is someone is stopping the EC2 instance, I should receive a notification. Someone is stopping. So tell me which event I need to select here. Which one? Which one? Nice. State change notification. So do you see here? State change. So based on your requirement, you need to select yes or no. If you have anything related to volumes, then which one you need to select? Volume notification. Anything related to snapshot? Snapshot relating. Right? So for each and every requirement, you have the event section here. Category, select that category. So now I select state change notification. Okay, are you interested in which state? Any state or which state you are interested in? My requirement is someone is stopping the EC2 instance. So that means which state you are interested in? Specific state. Which specific state? Do you have any state called stop? How many states are there? 6 states. What are those? Pending, running, stopping, stopped, shutting down, terminate. So which one you need to select here? Stopping, stop. Then you say stop. So here do you see? So if someone is stopping the EC2 instance, meaning what will be the state of the EC2 instance? Stopping, and then it will be stop. So you select stopping and then stop. So guys, this is my requirement. If someone is stopping the EC2 instance, if someone is launching the EC2 instance, which one you should select? Pending, running. If someone is terminating the EC2 instance, shutting down, terminate. So based on a requirement, you need to go and select the categories status here. Okay. So now I go for this. Okay. Now you select the state. On which instance that you want to apply this one? Any instance or specific instance? If you select any instance, that meaning anyone who has stopped the any EC2 instance, you will receive a notification. But if you want it for only specific EC2 instance, go and select specific EC2 and you need to put the instance ID. For example, okay, this has not terminated because might be in the alarm we did some mistake. Okay. So anyways, take this instance ID and then copy like this. Can you add multiple instance here if required? Yes. So if you want to monitor or get a notification for 5 or 10 machines, add all the instance IDs here. If someone stopped the TC2 instances, then automatically you receive a notification. So do you all understood what I have selected here? How to build an event pattern? Clear? Online? Is it clear? Is this clear? Okay, now click on next. Select the target. Which target? Which target? You need to get a notification. Notification meaning which service? Select the SNS topic. So which one? IAM. And then next, and then create role. You all understood? So if now if I go and stop this EC2 instance, if I go and stop the EC2, what will happen now? Automatically I'll receive a notification. But make sure you have subscribed to that topic. If you have subscribed to that topic, then only you will get the notification. But do you all understood how to create a event pattern rule? Everyone clear? Excellent. So like this, can you create based on requirement? Can you create multiple rules? Yes. Okay. Now, let's take that 9 a.m., 9 p.m. wala task. So consider you have, should I go and launch EC2 instance, couple of EC2 instance? Okay, let me go and launch EC2 instances. Server 3. Click on browse. So guys, doesn't matter if you take Red Hat, Windows, anything, any machine is fine for us. So come down, baby, come down. 9 a.m. I did it. And I put it in 1A, select existing group, select this, and then go in. So should I go and launch, let's say, 2 more EC2 instances? Yes, let's go and launch 2 more EC2 instances. So I call this as server 4. Okay, Nana. See here, server 3 and server, we got it. Okay, now. Now, let me give you a nice architecture. Okay, my requirement is like this. This is a real-time requirement. Assume you have so many EC2 instances running in your account, in your EC2 console. Let's say 100, or let's say 10, 20, whichever it is. Now, at night at 9 p.m., does anyone access those EC2 instances? No one. So what you need to do? stop. Because no one is using it. At early morning at 9 a.m. people will come. At that time, they need to start. So will you stay in the company at 9 o'clock in the night and then stop all the machines and come early morning start? No, right? You cannot do that. So what we need to do, we need to automate this. So automate meaning what is the first service that you should get in your mind? Lambda you need to do it. So if something you have to automate, that is through Lambda. So now should we go and let's assume we have two servers now, server 3 and server 4. I want this server 3 and server should be automatically stopped at 9 p.m. and automatic start at 9 a.m. through Lambda. So we need to create an event rule now here. We need to create an event rule, and what we need to do? We need to schedule it. At what time we need to schedule? 9 p.m. So what is the target here? What is the route to the target? We selected SNS, no? At that place, what we need to select? Lambda you need to select. So when you select Lambda, first you need to have Lambda functions should be created, no? Did we create a Lambda functions? Should we go and do that? Yes. Before that, what we do is, I'll give you like this. Okay. So assume we have two EC2 instances. Yes. Thank you, Bhavya. Correct. Thank you, Utkarsh. Correct. That is answer is correct. Okay. So assume you have two EC2 instances. Can you have 20 also, 200 also? Up to you. Okay. So let's say I have two EC2 instances. Now tell me what I need to create first. So first here, we need to do event schedule. We need to create one event schedule. Yes. And then we need to create Lambda functions. Okay. How many functions I need to create? Two functions. One is stop function. Another is start function. Now tell me which one I need to create first out of all these things. What is your first step? What is your first step? Lambda you need to create. So EC2 instance already there, right? So what is the first step? Lambda. Okay, now, Chitty, now you tell me this is Lambda and this is EC2. Does the Lambda has access to go and stop the EC2 instances? Generally, Lambda will have access to stop the EC2 instances? No. Then how do we give the permissions to Lambda? Online people answered, and you are seeing my 4 eyes. Role. Which one? Role. So what you need to create? A role. Excellent. You need to create what? A role. So we need to create a role here. So I call it as, should I call it as Lambda role? And what kind of permissions I need to attach to the role? What kind of permissions? No. Do you remember how to create a role in IAM? While creating a role, you give the name. And then the second step, you will attach the permissions, no? So here for Lambda role, what kind of permissions that you need to attach? Which service? EC2. Which service? EC2. So here I'll go EC2. So is it recommended to give EC2 full permissions? No. What we need to do, we need to give only stop and start policy we need to create. So that meaning, is it a managed policy or inline policy? So that means we need to create what? Inline policy. So this inline policy, we need to give it to the role. And this role should be attached to whom? Lambda function. The trusted entity here is you're creating a role and you are attaching the role to whom? Lambda function. Are you attaching to the EC2 instance? You are attaching to the Lambda because Lambda has to do and go and stop the EC2 instances. For that reason, we are giving the start and stop policy. Now, based on this, tell me which is the first thing that I need to create. What I need to create? First, I need to create Should I need to create a role or should I need to create an inline policy first? Then why you are sitting role, right? What we need to create first? We need to create inline policy, because do we have any inline policy created? No, because while creating a role, you need to attach the inline policy. No, for what is the first thing that I need to create? Inline policy. So that is the first step. What is the second step? To create a role. Next step, we need to create a lambda functions. Next step, we need to create a event schedule. Understood? Clear? Any questions? Right. So, guys, this lambda can be created within the VPC or outside without the VPC also you can create. Lambda can be created within the with VPC, without VPC. If you create with VPC, it will be very secure and you can access AWS services. So if you create a lambda without VPC, it is exposed to the internet. So I'll write, please write down, very important certification question. So lambda with VPC, you can access AWS services. Lambda with VPC and lambda without VPC. Okay, so guys, this lambda is server based or serverless? Lambda is serverless. So is it possible for us to go and create a server? No. So if you go to lambda, what is the thing that you should create? Function you need to create. Directly what you need to create? Function. So while creating the function, guys, you need to, okay, I'll come back to this point. So first let me go ahead and create it because I want to give some interview questions, certification questions. Okay, so now what is the first step? Should we go and do it? And by the way, guys, for to do this, there is a nice article already created for this. You can refer that if required. Okay, so stop and start EC2 instance using lambda. So there is already one post is there. We don't follow this post, but you can. So we'll use Python. What we use? We use Python to create the lambda function. Okay, so now, okay, so what we need to go? First, we need to create inline policy. So let's go to IAM. Okay, and on the left side, go to policies, create policy. So guys, in this article, there is already a policy is there here. Simply copy, but I want you to tell what is that policy is doing. I'll make it bigger. Tell me what is this policy is doing. So you have two sections, effect. This is one section, this is another section. So here, if you take this section, effect, allow, action, and which service is giving the permissions? EC2. And EC2, what permission? Only start related, only stop. So you don't know, na? Is it start instance or instances? You don't know. If you just put start star, anything related to start, it will start. So if I give like this, it is a full permissions. Is it recommended to give the full permissions? No, for that reason, I give only start and stop. Okay, so lambda is doing start and stop, but sometimes your lambda will fail to start and stop. You need to see the logs, no? So where do you see all the logs? Which is yesterday we discussed, no? What is that? CloudWatch logs. So that meaning you are giving the permissions to create a log group and to create a log stream and put the events inside that logs. Yesterday we discussed now log group and log streams. Group meaning you can group it, stream meaning from where the logs are coming. So should I go and put this policy? Okay. So simply go to JSON, delete this, paste it. Okay. Okay. So now go ahead and then click on next and name. What is the name that you give? 9 a.m. stop and start. Should I give like this? Policy name. Okay. So you just go ahead and then create policy. So policy got created. What is the next thing? What is this? A role we need to create. So on the left side, click on roles. So create a role. And now if you tell wrong, I'll put my 2 hands in my pocket and I go away. Okay. So tell me properly to whom I need to. So AWS service. Which one I need to select? Savatika. Okay. Kapunka. Thank you. So, okay. So which one I need to select? Lambda you need to select. Okay. Because that is the trusted entity. You are attaching it to the Lambda. Very good. So now click on next. So here I need to use on. It's there, no? 9 a.m. Stop and start. Okay. You will not like it. Just search for 9 a.m. So do you see 9 a.m. stop and start we have selected, no? Select that and click on next. Role name. Call it as, what is the role name? 9 a.m. Lambda role. Click on create role. Very good. Do you all understood how to create inline policy and role now? What is the next step? We need to create a Lambda function. So let's go to Lambda. Let's go to Lambda. Nimda. So let's go to Lambda. So in Lambda, Lambda is regional. Lambda is regional. So until I say it is, all services are regional. So now, is there anything else that you do in Lambda apart from creating a function? No. Is there any, do you create a servers here? Directly you need to create what? Function you need to create. Let's go and create a function. Create a function. You are the author from scratch that you are doing it? Yes, you are the author. Okay. Function name. Tell me function name. Function name. Give some name. Stop function. Or I call it as easy to stop function. So I told you Lambda supports multiple languages. So which is the language that I should select? Python. So here you can go for .NET, Go, Java, Node.js, Python, Ruby, right? You need to select Python. Yes. But all are not same. Okay. Select Python. Okay. So now architecture. Which one is architecture that you always go shoot for? x86. Will you go for ARM? No, don't go for it. And now here, expand this. Change default execution role. So guys, if you ask create a new role, automatically Lambda will create a role for you. But we created a role. So which one need to select? First, second, third? Use a existing role. So next existing, which one here? 9 a.m. Lambda. Understood? And now, if you click on advanced settings, so all these are not. So I'm creating without VPC. But in real time, if you have any requirement to create within the VPC, go enable this last one. Otherwise, no need. Anyways, I'm speaking, it is recording, right? So in that recording, whenever you have requirement, you just check it. Okay, you will get it. So now I don't enable it and click on create function. So guys, lambda function got created. So loading your function. Do you see this? This is the simple Python default script is there. But we need to write our own script, no? So here in this article, you have the code already. This code is for, okay, I'll take this code and let me explain that code for you. So slowly you are asking me to teach Python also now, huh? Python code, huh? So, okay. So now import Boto3. So Boto3 is a library where you can use it. So that is import, you can do it. And region, which is the region that we should use? Huh? Which is the region that we should use? Which one? Tell me. AP minus south minus 1. Okay. And then it is asking for instances is equal to, guys, what is this? This is nothing but array. What is that? Array, right? So, come, singing competition. Right? So let's go for, this is a list. What is an array? List of items. List of items, we call it as array. So in this array, you can put the items. How many items that you want, you can put the items here. So manually you need to put it. So if you want to grab automatically, you need to power up and then write nice big script. Okay, you should automatically get the instance ID, but here we are not doing it. So guys, instances is just a variable. What is this is? Variable. So what are the items that you are giving it? One by one, it will come into this variable. So now, should I go and put the instance IDs here? So which instance IDs I should put? Should I put server 3 and server 4? Get the instance IDs. Okay, so here, paste it. And one more. Copy it and then paste it. So guys, I have only two, that's why I put it here. If you have 10, 20, you can put it. 30, you can put it. But if you have so many in hundreds, you need to put another logic here. So you cannot keep on listing instance IDs this much big here, correct? You can. But the thing is, you need to just put another logic. So you need to find a way to automatically retrieve using Boto3 or using some commands. You can automatically retrieve the EC2 instances IDs. There is a separate code for that. So you need to put in coding for that. Okay, now so EC2 you're calling Boto3 client, and then EC2 is the service, correct? So which is a region here? We have selected this is a variable, no? Region is a variable. In region, what is the, you have the data, AP minus south minus 1. So here, EC2 dot stop underscore instances is the function or a method that you are calling it. And then instances means nothing but this is a variable. So all these elements or items will fall into the instances is nothing but here. And these instances will go and get stop automatically one by one. So it will collect one by one the items from the array, and then it will go and stop the EC2. And then last, it will send a print saying that stop your instances string. And what are the instances that you stop? Instances. Instances meaning what are there? These elements, it will show it here. Okay. Understood? So like this, you can write it in Node.js also. Like this, you can write it in Java also, .NET also. And so you just need to include the libraries and then you can write it. Already in internet will be there. Copy, paste it and modify accordingly. How we modified now? Same. But if you have any custom requirement where nothing is there in internet, then you need to put your mind and write it. Otherwise, in internet, so many things are there. So, should I copy this and paste it, guys, here? In Lambda function, should I delete this? Delete this and then paste it. This is for stop. For start, instead of stop, you put start. That is another Lambda function you need to create. So, guys, did I put all this correct here? Yes. Now I put the code and then simply Okay, let me ask this. Non-IT people are there, no? So non-IT people, guys, everyone understood at least what I have shown in this Python script? Let me answer that. Let me ask that question. Non-IT people, is it clear, the Python code that I have written here online? Yeah, let me ask Nandini, others. Uh, so, uh, so this is the Python code which I got it and I explained it. If you want to know full-fledged Python, then you need to in Narishati Python course you have to learn. Okay, so as I'm just using the code, but at least do you understood what is that code? I want that. You don't need to write the code. At least do you understood what is that code? That is fine. If you achieve that, that is fine. I'm not here to teach Python. Okay, I'm just using the Python code. But did I make you understand what is this Python code is doing? Is the matter here. I'm not asking you to write from scratch. So, but do you understand and modify accordingly based on our requirement? Yes, much as see here region, it should be our Mumbai instance IDs you need to put. And do I have anything I modified? Nothing. Okay. So we want to learn Python compulsory, sir. Again, I'm saying it's not mandatory, but if you take this task only, 9 a.m., 9 p.m. you should stop, 9 a.m. you should start. If you know Python, create the Lambda function, go home and sleep. But if you don't know Python, be in office at 9 p.m. exactly, check your watch and then select one by one, right click stop, right click stop, right click stop, right click stop, 100 times you do it. And early morning, 9 a.m., not 9 a.m., 5 o'clock in the morning come and then right click start, right click start, right click start you do. Okay, that is the difference. Okay, with Python, without Python. Okay, so now, yes, so copy paste, yeah, enough. Huh? So, okay, so I copy paste this here and I click on deploy. Deploy is nothing but save. Deploy here, nothing but save. Click on deploy. Done. My Lambda function is ready. Guys, see here. So my stop, easy to stop function, go here. And then if you come here, loading your Lambda. So you have the Lambda function here. Everyone clear? So here you have the code test monitor configuration alias versions. So in this Lambda function, if you click on the code, you can upload the code here. And you can upload it the zip file also. I directly copy paste the code, right? If you have big binaries, libraries and all, you can create the zip file and you can get it, you put it in S3 and you can get that zip file here. So all that zip file will be listed over here. Okay. So now this is just a standalone Lambda function I have created. And this Lambda function should be triggered, no? Lambda function should be invoked. Lambda function I just created, it's standalone. It has code, that's it. Someone should call, no? Then only I execute this code. Who should call? Who should call? Event. Who should call? Event should call. So we need to schedule it, no? So what we need to create a rule, no? Yes. So go to event bridge. And then what we need to create? We need to create a rule. Into right. Okay, Nandini, you. Okay. How this S3 works to store zip file and unzip at the place of use. So S3, can you store your zip files? Yes or no? So only your real time, your developers, you will put the zip files will put into the S3. So if you have your zip file code in S3, can you get it from here? Click on Amazon location and and that zip file is there, no? Select the path and then save. And automatically that zip file get downloaded over here. That's for you. Okay, so I was telling. So event bridge, right? Should we go and create a rule, Nana? What is the next step here based on this? Third step we have done. What is the next step? Event schedule. So let's go ahead and create an event schedule. So create a rule. Rule name, call it as lambda stop rule. Which one I need to select? Rule with event pattern or schedule? Schedule into select. Very good. So here, continue with event bridge scheduler or continue to create rule. Anything is fine. This is new, this is old. So let's go with the new, what it says. Okay. So here, okay. So schedule name is this. Group fine. Is it one-time schedule or recurring schedule? It's a for us it is one time, but in real time it is a recurring schedule. So if it is click on recurring schedule, so I told you it is a cron based schedule is there, rate based schedule is there. So rate meaning every how many hours that you want to execute this. So should we go for cron or every hourly base? So let's go for cron. So cron meaning here you can nicely say here. Guys, in cron you have minutes, hours, day of month, day of week, and then year. So at what minute, at what hour, we need to stop the EC2 instances? 9 meaning night. What is our in 24 hours? 21. And then minutes? Day of the every day, every month, every year. Got it? This is called cron expression. All right. So if you want, so exactly at 9 o'clock, okay, will you wait for 9 o'clock for practicing purpose? So this is in UTC, no? This is in UTC. So what is the UTC time? UTC time. What? 4:57 a.m. So can you put it at morning light 5 o'clock like this or 5:05, right? If you want to see it live, okay. So can I put it let's 05:05 like this? Maybe after 10 minutes it will get executed automatically. Yes or no? So create like this, and then time frame. These are all fine. Now click on next. Why every 15 minutes? I have already scheduled the cron, right? If you choose a flexible, okay, scheduler invokes your schedule within, okay. So if you choose a flexible time window, scheduler invokes your schedule within the time window you specify. For example, if you choose 15 minutes, his schedule runs for 15 minutes. It will take, how much time will it take for us to go and stop? Less than 10 minutes only, right? So select that. But wait, select the target. Which is the target here? What is our target? Which service is our target? So event, we are creating scheduling. Event should call whom? Lambda, no? Event should call lambda. So here what is we need to select? Lambda, right? So you see? Select the lambda and click on. Wow. So okay, I bloody cancel this. So it has bloody too many options. So what we do is let's create rule, call it as lambda stop rule, and then select schedule. So if you don't want all this shit, continue to create rule. So what we did, we went to the event bridge scheduler, which has too many options. So let's go for continue to create rule. So And then here, how much time? 05, 05, star, star, and then star. So if you want to go with UTC time, UTC time. Otherwise, local time zone. So click on next. Which service is our target? Lambda. Lambda function. And do you see our function? Easy to stop function is there. Select that. See how simple is this? And then create role. Okay. So now exactly in 5 or 10 minutes, our EC2 instance will be stop. You got this? You all understood how to create a Lambda functions? Okay. Now, see here. Very important. See here. This is easy to stop function. Any trigger is there here? That meaning even this Lambda function should get invoked. No. Should get triggered. No. Who is triggering? Event rule is triggering. Correct? So now if I refresh it, what should come here? Event rule should come here. Correct? So if I refresh this, event bridge will come there. See. Do you see? That is the trigger. So event bridge will trigger the stop function. And if you want to add destination, can you add SNS also? Destination. If this went perfectly fine, you will get a notification. Okay, now, should I test here now itself? Either you can wait for the schedule to get stopped, or can you test it directly from here? Should I test it? So click on configure test and give the name called test. So save it. Guys, should I click on test now? If I test, what will happen? This code will execute. If the code is executed, what will happen? EC2 instance will be stopped. Should we execute and check? As we don't have time to wait for next 10 minutes, I'm executing directly. Otherwise, you can wait for the time. So can I click on test? Test. It is executing. And do you see this here? You get the logs, no? But these logs are also stored where? In CloudWatch logs. Fantastic. So do you see this here, Nana? Stopped your instances. So these EC2 instances are what? What happened to this? Stop. Should we go and check it now? These two are running, no? Let's go and refresh. What are those? Those are stop. So the Lambda went and stopped the EC2 instances. Got it? Okay. And here, interesting thing is, see here, how much time did it run? How much time did it run? Duration? 514 milliseconds. How much? 514 milliseconds. So good thing about the Lambda is, Lambda functions will be charged not for creating and storing the Lambda functions. How much time you have executed, only that much time will be charged. That means how much time it got charged? Only millisecond. So just imagine it, like mostly Lambda is free. I'm not saying free. Mostly it is very, very minimum charges you will get it in the Lambda. Okay. And also for this, how much memory that is got allocated here? 120 MB. Because as we don't have server, no. As we don't have server, it is serverless. So in the back end, the memory should be, we need to allocate some memory. How much is the default memory here? 128 MB. In that 128 MB, how much memory got used? Only 87 MB. There might be a bigger Lambda functions. So for that, we need to give bigger memory, higher memory. You're getting it? So guys, you can test it, you can monitor it, and then you can configure whatever you are missing here. You can and see here, what is the default memory here for this function? 128 memory. And timeout, 3 seconds. And then how much ephemeral storage that you get? 512 MB. Guys, these are all certification questions. Can you give me 5 more minutes, guys? Huh? So that I'll write this and complete it for you. Please write down. So Lambda limits. for execution. Memory allocation. How much is the memory allocation by default? 128 MB. But maximum we can give 10 GB. How much? That is all certification questions, guys. And maximum execution time. So maximum execution time 900 seconds. That meaning 15. So guys, one function in our function got executed how many milliseconds? 514 milliseconds, right? But your maximum function can be executed for how much time? 15 minutes. These are boundaries, guys. These are very important. Okay. So environment variables, you can store 4 KB. Disk capacity in the function container, that meaning in /temp. So it is 512 MB. I showed you ephemeral storage. So that is 10 GB. So this is also called as a yes, it will write timeout. And by the way, your function will not execute more than 15 minutes. If you are executing more than 15 minutes, that meaning you are a bad, you are a bad developer. So your function should, bad coder. So concurrency executions. So at a time you can give 1,000 times and can be increased. So deployment, lambda function, deployment size, that meaning compressed zip file can be up to 50 MB. Uncompressed deployment can be up to 250 MB. So guys, these are all very important and certification questions on Lambda. Do you all understood how to create Lambda? How to? So guys, in real time, if you want to, if you want, can you increase the time? Yes. Can you increase? Can you assign memory allocation also maximum? What is the default? 128 MB. Can you increase that? Yes. So based on your Lambda code, you can increase the memory. Or guys, if you have a big Lambda code and 128 KB, 128 MB sufficient memory, then you will get memory error. You will get at that time. What you need to do? You need to edit and then increase the memory. Yes, you need to do it. Clear? Done? Will you able to do some practicals on this? Actually, one more thing is pending. Which one? Logs. So we worked on alarms, events, Lambda, but logs got pending. But I'll take it on Monday. Okay. So and you need to do start Lambda as well. I did stop. Similarly, can you create one more Lambda function called start? Yes. Okay. So guys, CloudWatch, this one. See here. GT, tasks. See, can you stop or terminate the EC2 instance by creating alarm if the CPU utilization is less than 10%? Yes. Can create alarm from the CloudWatch console? Yes. And then I want you to create a billing alarm. Very easy, but you need to just search. Okay, I'll give you one small hint. You know how to create alarms now. Which is the namespace that you need to select? Billing is the namespace that you need to select. But the billing alarm can be done only in North Virginia. I already gave 90% of the hint, right? So billing alarm will be created in which region? North Virginia. So go to North Virginia and billing will be there. You can create an alarm. Okay. So you can create an alarm saying if the billing is going greater than 100 rupees, you will get an email automatically. No surprises. So can you create an event and email it notification if anyone launched the EC2 instance? Yes. And that try the scheduler stop and start. Okay. Do these things for now. Okay. So take the screenshot of the paint. If we have the alarm used to stop, why we go for? There is a question. If we have alarm used to stop instance, why we go for lambda? But alarm will stop at 9 o'clock. We can schedule it, no? For that purpose. Okay. Everyone clear? Any questions? Will you able to do this? Okay. So please go through it, and then lambda is very important. Okay. So go and create lambda function, stop function, start function, execute it, and then check. See here. If you go to CloudWatch, do you see logs? No. Logs. So here your lambda function logs got created. I want you to delete that. Okay. Don't keep it. Do you see? Stop function logs got created. You see all the logs, but logs I'll talk in the next class. Okay. So clean it up, guys. Once you are done with it, please completely clean it up. Can you get the final CC for today? Sorry, I took you 10 minutes extra. If you come on time, then I would have start on time and leave on time. Huh? Excellent. Great. So that is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you on Monday with CloudWatch logs. So until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have a nice day and have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.